Welcome back, beautiful people. I'm Braden. This guy right over here, that's Tim, and this is The Second Legacy, and thank you for stopping by. Today, we are going to dive into something that only we would dare go into. We're going to talk about the gun scanners that are coming to New York City to save the people from on high in the subway. There's only a couple, and by couple, I mean a lot of problems, which we're going to have so much fun applying a little bit of sarcasm, rubbing it just right to shine, and send it right back out for your 2 a day. Everything's going to be linked. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and now a word from our sponsor, and then we're going to get it. There's a new company that I've come across, and they want you to know about it. But I'll be honest with you, man, this intrigues me. All right. This is called Ammo Squared. Okay. So listen to the overall idea and just give me your initial gut on this. So, what they do is they've taken the elements of investing and of 401ks and they've partnered with ammo storage and they've made it into one individual solution. Now, does that intrigue you at a high level or am I crazy?
Well, no, actually, it seems really interesting to me. I've told people before to invest in ammunition because it seems like the cost of ammo is constantly going up, and people always need ammunition. It would be pretty neat to be able to tuck some away as an investment. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly. That's exactly how they're doing it. So let me just walk you through how this works. So this company, Ammo Square, they're family owned and they're operated and they've been in business for like 8 years. What effectively they do is you put your investment capital into an account, and whenever you want to cash it out, magic, everything that you've been storing up for X amount of time and whatever differentiation that you want shows up. So instead of being at the mercy of the fluctuating market prices and the lack of availability, you've been doing it over time, and then you get what you need, but you're taking advantage of time and not the variable fluctuations in the market and availability. It's actually really clever.
Yeah, that's a neat concept. I find that to be truly fascinating.
I love talking about companies that intrigue me, but this one has no minimums to buy. They have no memberships needed, no extra fees, and they can literally do whatever they want on whatever budget they want. It is essentially, I mean, that's the best way to describe it, is it's actually an investment on your freedom seeds. I mean, like there's no better way to say it.
Exactly.
Right?
That's how I would say it. It certainly seems like an interesting service. I would definitely encourage people to check that one out.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, it's called Ammo Square, but we just ran across it. They threw it our way, and I was genuinely intrigued. So I hope you guys enjoy looking at that. All right, Tim, the moment is nigh. It is here. We have got to provide some feedback to the New York City offices around the problem of the subway.
And we did talk about this in a previous video, but this is an update, folks, because it gets even better. So some of the predictions we made have come true.
They have. And it turns out this is such a crucial thing to know because details are where the devil lives. And this one's bad. So if you happen to not catch our earlier video, Tim, if I may I give a high-level recap?
Please.
And then we'll proceed? All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We've got New York City, gun control state, no guns at all, which has solved all gun violence and gun crime. Only one little problem with that statement is there's a ton of it. And then the subways, which are sensitive places, which again, sensitive places are guaranteed not to have guns in them. But the sensitive places that don't have guns in them have guns in them. And we've tried everything in New York City. We've got more police officers down there. We've got the National Guard deployed to check for bags. It just doesn't seem to be working. But now, scanners.
Technology is here to save us once again.
Scanners.
But is it?
That's right. Well, it's so good. Well, let's go into this. So New York City, this is number 6, will try gun scanners in subway system in effort to deter violence underground. Now, this is a really important piece. They said specifically gun scanners, Tim. That's going to come back to haunt us in a second. It is, because you'd think that you wouldn't need specifically gun scanners in a gun-free zone. You would think a metal detector would work, right? That would cover things like knives, guns.
Yeah. Consider there was just a video on X not that long ago of a guy knifing somebody to death on the subway. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look. Well, there's a pilot program, Tim, and tell me this doesn't ooze of corporate language. New York City officials announced a pilot program on Thursday to deploy portable gun scanners in the subway system, part of an effort to deter violence underground and to make the system feel safer. The scanners will be introduced in certain stations after a legally mandated 90-day waiting period, Mayor Eric Adams.
2 things. Oh, this is rich. A pilot program to deploy portable gun scanners. How long do you think it's going to be before the criminals actually steal one of these portable gun scanners and start doing TikTok videos
Just
with
take
it?
them.
And it's such an emergency, folks, that we have this mandated 90-day waiting period before we can deploy the portable scanners, which the criminals will probably wind up stealing and monetizing on TikTok. So, great job. You're doing the Lord's work over there.
Fantastic.
Eric.
There's nothing that I don't love like a good, really crazy emergency that legislation has failed completely to stop, which promised it would, and then a mandated 90-day waiting period. I mean, who doesn't love a good 90-day waiting period? But they can feel safer in 90 days.
I don't want to jump the gun here, pun intended. But Doc, can you throw up number 11? Let's take a look at these portable scanners, shall we? Here they are.
I could never find a way around that. I don't know how I'd find my way around that.
We joked in the last video where we talk about this, like they're probably going to put them in random places since the subway isn't really set up for these. They're probably just going to put them in random places, probably not in every station, and they'll probably be easy to walk right around and just jump a turnstile and get on the subway with your gun. And look, here's a picture of one actually in use. What could go wrong? That's going to save them, everybody. Not the National Guard, not the additional police. This thing.
Yep. No, foolproof. And look, it even has wheels, Tim.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be stolen. I mean, literally, people are going to just abscond with these things. And You're
just going to see them rolling them along. Well, this is about safety, Tim. This is really, really key to understand that 90-day waiting period. After that time elapses, we will be so safe.
How safe will we be?
Here we go.
Yeah, right.
Oh, very safe. Very, very safe. Very safe. Well, here's the quote, because this is so inspiring. Keeping New Yorkers safe on the subway and maintaining confidence in the system is key to ensuring that New York remains the safest big city in America, said Adams, who also announced a plan to send additional outreach workers into subway stations to try to get people with mental health issues who are living in the system into treatment. That statement alone speaks so much.
Well, I think that's bigoted towards mental health people with mental health issues. That's really total bigotry right there. I'm offended. I'm less happy. Anyway, go ahead. I think that's a previous video.
The thing is, dude. No, it was a previous video. If it didn't get struck down by now, because that one could have been a spicy one. The thing that kills me about this is obviously the platitude saying the safest big city in America, which we know is a total bunch of crap. But the other part about that is they know there are mental health issues who are living in the system. They know about it. It's not like they're going, what are the issues? How can we get to the bottom of this? Well, let's do a fact-finding mission. The mayor literally just said, we're going to try to get the people with mental health issues, they're already living in the system, into treatment. So then. So this is a whole thing. You're just not doing anything about it. That's what really stood out to me with that one. But now, there's only a few problems, Tim. Only a couple. Only like 9. I want to tell you something about the scanners.
I want to know more about these scanners, yes.
Oh, this is the part where economics comes into play because New York City is so good. Well, the scanner that Adams and the police officials introduced during the news conference on Thursday, this was yesterday, by the way, it's in a lower Manhattan station, and it came from Evolve, a publicly traded company that has been accused of doctoring the results of software testing to make its scanners appear more effective than they are.
What was the name of that company that lady... No. The lady that developed a single drop blood test to like find every disease on the planet, and she defrauded all of her investors out of like billions of dollars. She just got sentenced to prison.
That was a young girl,
a young blonde lady, and but that's what this smacks of, right? Because that's what she was doing. She was saying, our machine can really do all these great things, and then they would have people send in blood. They didn't have the machine to do the testing. They sent it out to other labs to do conventional testing, and they were doctoring the results. That's what these people are doing. They're doctoring the results of their own testing. Like, oh no, these things work great. And I was just. And before you even put this up, I meant to say in the last segment, like, I bet these things don't even work. They're just like big plastic like jokes, like the fake cameras that were so popular in the 90s because real security systems were too expensive. So they had all these big boxes like, look at me, I'm a camera, when in reality cameras at the time were about half that size. And they have a big fake lens and a big red light on them, like, don't do anything wrong in here. That's what they're doing here. It's all a farce.
It's so comical. It's so comical. And Tim, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you and run by you some numbers. Are you ready for some numbers? Are you ready for mathemagicians? Okay, here come mathemagicians. Nikita Ermolev, a researcher with the Pennsylvania-based surveillance industry group IPVM, noted the high cost of the devices. Leasing a single unit can run around $125,000 over a 4-year contract. By comparison, conventional metal detectors can typically be purchased outright for less than $10,000 each.
And have we gotten to the bottom of what this technology even is? Because it looks like a simple metal detector to me, just from the picture. It doesn't look like an actual scanner like you see at the airports that, do an X-ray scan of your body and look for various objects. And by the way, I think they probably have AI involved in that now, but at one point it was actually going to actual human reviewers, right? So unless these little devices are connected to a human reviewer somewhere, they're trusting AI or whatever. But that goes back to the point of the software testing being kind of fudged. Right. But hey, all for the low price of $125,000 for 4 years.
Right. Exactly. So here's the part that just screams, because I have an economics background. Here's the part that kills me on the inside. So you have, and I think it's a good summation, you have an immediate emergency, which can't happen and shouldn't happen and is impossible to happen per legislation passed, but it's still happening, which is weird. Different conversation. Emergency crisis right here. So you're going to install scanners and you're going to wait a mandated 90 days. So you got a 90-day waiting period for everyone to feel safe, right? Then you've laid out where these are going to be in the subway system with just a few pilot programs because they cost $125,000 each. Now, they're going to order 2 of them, Tim. So $125,000 and $125,000, I'm pretty sure that still makes $250,000.
And how many are they buying or leasing? 2. And how many subway stations do they have in New York? More than two. So this goes back to your point in the previous video that we had done, that they're just going to put them in a handful of stations. Now it's 2. And people are just going to be like, oh, there's the scanner. I'm just going to go to the next station and bring my gun on and assault somebody. And while we're talking about this, they said, a metal detector is $10,000. And what happens at the airport when they find that you may have something of question on you? They pull you aside, they pat you down, and then they use a wand. If you go to any sporting event, they use wands to check for weapons.
Same thing, right.
How much do you think those cost? Yeah, how much do you think you can get one on Amazon for?
$500.
Oh, no. You're going to love this. Handheld metal detector wand, security wand, portable adjustment, sound, vibration, alert text. Okay, Amazon. It's down 6%. So I guess it's on sale. $25.99. So would it be cheaper to have two officers manning these things, waiting to catch somebody? Or would it be cheaper to have, say, 50 officers with $25 wands wanding people? The economics here. Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Give them to the National Guard. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, dude, to your point. And this is why you are such a financial monger. You nail it every time. So, Tim, if the problem is that you can only have 2 of them and you've got a bunch of different stations and these are mandated for 90-day waiting periods and you're spending $250,000 and the other variable is the metal detectors cost $10,000
and the wands are $25.99
and have no waiting, and the wands are $25.99 and they have no waiting period for them, don't you think it might make more sense to divide $250,000 by $10,000 and get, how many would that be?
I'm not a mathematician.
25?
Yeah.
25 units of metal detectors that you can put in 25 stations immediately. No. We want the mandated 90-day waiting period, $125,000 one where we can get 2 of them and put them in 2 stations.
Or you could take that $250,000 and break it down by $26, $25.99, and you could buy 9,615 scanners.
Oh man,
they can provide security for the entire state of New York and then some. Oh my goodness.
That's so weird. I mean, like, these guys are just good at mathing. I mean, they're just they are the paragon of genius. But in a serious note, we've highlighted the stupid here pretty well. If the problem was truly about solving the issue, there's probably easier ways to solve the issue, but because they're beholden to leftist ideology where they can't actually arrest people, they can't keep people in prison, they can't not let people out because of leftist ideals,
Yeah.
they're having to do stupid stuff.
Do you know when New York
like
City was
this.
actually the safest it ever was in my entire life is when Mayor Giuliani was running the show?
Don't you say Giuliani.
Yeah.
Don't you say, oh.
You know, he was America's mayor post 9/11. Even the left loved him until he decided to hitch his wagon to Donald Trump. And then, just like Donald Trump, the left used to love, they hated him the minute he became president, and everybody associated with him. But let's see, did America's mayor go through all this to stop the crime, or did he just like crack down on criminals?
No, it's weird. He just
I think he kind of cracked down on criminals, and it seems to have a positive effect versus all this nonsense that the far left wants to try. But whatever.
It's just high level tax and spend. I want to spend as much money as I can to be the coolest, fanciest thing that will always work. This is literally a 2-foot wide scanner in a 35-foot wide area in 2 stations out of hundreds, where if you even come across those, people are going to walk around them or steal them. It is just
I wonder what their insurance costs are going to be, because
painful.
I imagine those 2 are going to quickly disappear. Oh, well. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think down in the comments. Do you think these scanners are going to help anything? The 2 whopping scanners? I mean, comment. Let us know what you think. Do you think this is a complete waste of resources? Do you think maybe they should enforce the laws? Let us know. Thank you for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you guys soon.